Hi guys, this is Abhishek Bhide and you're watching Sports 24/7. Today we have with us Pranav Ranade, who's our regular contributor. Welcome Pranav.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And we also have Ritvik Patil with us after a bit of a break. So welcome back Ritvik.
Thanks, Abhishek.
We are speaking about Olympics, and Olympics is a huge event, probably the most important sporting event in the world. It happens every 4 years. Unfortunately, this is happening after a gap of 5 years due to the COVID pandemic. And if we look at the history of Olympic Games, the modern Olympics as we know them today, they actually started in the year 1896. And since then, every 4 years, this event has been happening with the exception of 1916, 1940, and 1944, when these three Olympics had to be unfortunately cancelled due to the World War One and World War Two. The Olympics have a symbol of five rings, as you must be knowing, and these colors black, red, green, blue, and yellow. These are the chosen colors for these rings because every country in the world has one of these colors at least in their national flag. So, this is just a bit of information I'm sharing in the beginning, just a bit of trivia. Also, these rings are together, which signify five continents, the friendship and unity between five inhabited continents, which is the Americas, Europe, Asia, Africa, and Oceania, which includes a large chunk of Australia and New Zealand. So, having said that, let us now begin actually speaking about the Olympics a little bit. Before we get to Tokyo Olympics, let me check with both of you. I'd like to hear from both of you. What are your initial memories of the Olympic Games, especially vis-a-vis India? So, any Indian medals which were won when you were younger, when you first started following sports, and also your favorite India memory for the Olympics. I'll start with Ritvik.
Yes, good evening, people. My earliest memory is from 1996 Atlanta Olympics when I think Leander Pace won a bronze medal in singles. Correct me if I'm
Yes,
wrong.
absolutely right.
Yes. And then my good memories of 2000 Sydney Olympics when Karnam Malleswari won a bronze medal in weightlifting when she became the first Indian female athlete to win an Olympic medal. So these are my earliest memories. These are my earliest memories.
Okay, Ritvika and Pranav.
Abhishek, I only followed last Olympics, the 2016 Rio Olympics. Before that, I was just following the Olympics in newspaper. I clearly remember I was in fifth standard when Rajavardhan won silver medal, and in the next Olympics, Abhinav Bindra won the gold medal. But I followed 2016 Rio Olympics, particularly PV Sindhu's journey. I saw all her matches, and she beat almost everybody except, unfortunately, Carolina Marin in the finals, where she won the first set, but she could not win one more set to grab that gold medal.
Right, absolutely. And also in the same Olympic Games, we remember Pranav Lee Chong Wei losing in the final, having lost two previous finals to Lin Dan. He managed to beat Lin Dan in the semi-finals, and both of us we were hoping that he'll beat Chen Long in the finals, but unfortunately that did not happen. And his lifelong dream of winning an Olympic gold, uh, that did not come true. Having said that, Pranav and also Ritvik, we follow a lot of world events. We follow the World Cup, we follow the Euros, or we follow other world championships, European championships, Asian games. But the Olympics, Pranav, do you think that it evokes a different feeling of national pride? I'm even wearing a Indian flag, today to support our Indian contingent. So is it something different, and does it have like additional pressure on the athletes, Pranav?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a great pride to represent the country in the world's most celebrated event. And if you see many sports, they are played at an individual level, and they get all the name and fame by playing for their self. Just for example, badminton, tennis, etc. But
Right.
if you play for the nation, you don't get that much chances. And Olympic is the best chance. And the most beautiful thing about Olympics is that they all live in a place which is called Olympic Village. So that's the best thing. I mean, there are almost 200 countries in the world. So all the athletes from 200 countries are living together. As you mentioned, those five rings represent unity among the five nations. So that's the beauty of the Olympics, I would say.
And Ritvik, it's a great cultural exchange as well. Like Pranav mentioned, almost 200 countries, all these athletes living together. So meeting athletes of different nations, different continents, it does, other events, they don't give you that much opportunity to interact with people from different countries, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Whenever we talk about big sporting events, there is always a debate like which is a big sporting event. Is it a FIFA World Cup or is it Olympics? So I'll definitely say it's an Olympic because 200 plus countries participating in one mammoth event. So it's definitely a melting pot of culture. We can say Olympic Village, where athletes from all the countries can interact with each other, share their food, and exchange their culture. So it's like it's a huge event. So I think definitely I'll say Olympic is a better and bigger event than FIFA World Cup.
Absolutely, absolutely. I agree with both of you over there. Also, like my earliest memories, I remember just watching, not watching live, but following that Karnam Malleshwari. She won the bronze, and the one which I actually watched live, my earliest memory was then Major. Now he's a colonel, I think, if I'm not wrong, and he's also Minister of State now. Major Rajyavardhan Singh Rathore. Then he won the double trap event, and that was I was watching it live, and he unfortunately, he finished second. And Al Maktoum, I think he was from UAE, and he won the gold medal in that event. So those are my earliest memories. Along with earliest and Indian memories, how about international athletes? There have been some spectacular athletes who are actually Olympic legends. So if I ask myself, my favorite is Elena Isinbaeva from Russia. She won the pole vault gold in 2004, repeated that in 2008, and in 2012 she actually, I think, finished up with the bronze. So she's sort of my favorite athlete among international athletes. How about you, Ritvik?
Uh, Definitely, I had two favorite athletes. One is the superstar Usain Bolt, who has won 8 Olympic gold medals, starting from 2008 Beijing, 2012 London, and the last Rio Olympics. Then we have a superhuman called Michael Phelps, who has won 28 medals in total, and out of them, 23 are gold medals. So I have never missed any of these events where Bolt and Michael Phelps were competing. So these two are my favorite athletes in the history of Olympic Games.
Yes, you mentioned Michael Phelps has won 28 medals. I think India so far in the history of Olympics has won 28 medals, and we'll come to that. But let I'm asking Pranav first about his favorite athlete.
Abhishek, my favorite athlete is Lee Chong Wei. Again, as we discussed, he hasn't won a gold medal for his country, Malaysia, I think. As Rutvik mentioned, Bolt and Michael Phelps have been superstars of the Olympics, but I really feel for that guy, the Malaysian guy. He was constantly beaten by Lin Dan all throughout his career, and 2008 and 2012 both were at their primes, but Lin Dan somehow always managed to beat Lee Chong Wei. Still, Lee Chong Wei did not give up. He beat Lin Dan in 2016 semis, and I was really hoping and craving for him to get his name on the gold medal. Unfortunately, he got beaten by another Chinese, Chen Long, and yeah, so that's my favorite guy who hasn't won any gold medal, but he has three consecutive silver medals.
Yes, and that's a tragic story of Lee Chong Wei. And if we are mentioning our favorites also, Roger Federer, he has not won the singles gold in at the Olympics. In 2012, he lost to Andy Murray in the final, and he got the silver. But him and Wawrinka, they have a gold medal in doubles from Beijing 2008. So that is also, I share your sentiment about Lee Chong Wei, because he's a champion of the game. But in clutch moments, somehow in the Olympics, especially Lin Dan managed to hold his nerves, we can say. So that's the way it is sometimes. Coming to the Indian Olympic history, and what India has done so far at the Olympics, or what India has achieved, hockey has always been our forte since before independence, actually. So we won our first gold in 1928, and won our last gold medal in 1980. So we have in all 8 gold medals. So 3 of them came before independence, and 5 of them have come after independence. Guys, your thoughts on Indian hockey, or in general India's performances so far at the Olympics, Ritvik?
You mean about hockey?
Yes, about hockey and also some other events where we have had some success, like wrestling, Sushil Kumar, or
Uh,
like Vijender Singh in boxing.
Yes. If we talk about hockey lately, our hockey team is blowing hot and cold because I remember in 2008 Olympics they even failed to qualify for the finals. So after that, I think their performance were not that satisfactory. But considering this Tokyo Olympics, I don't have very high hopes from them because of the current pandemic situation. I'm not sure if athletes were able to train properly with high intensity. So I don't have that many high hopes from Indian hockey team. But I hope if there is an India versus Pakistan match, I'll be definitely rooting for India, and I want to beat them by huge margin.
Right. And Pranav?
Abhishek, as we discussed earlier, we have 28 medals as a nation. To be honest, that's a shame for such a huge nation like us. And out of those 28, 9 to 10 medals have been from hockey. So the glorious tradition is now, we are a shadow of our past as far as hockey is concerned. And if we think of other games, we have impressed in wrestling, boxing, and shooting. So we always expect at least a bronze medal from these three games. And if you see, most of our athletes are from only two states, Punjab and Haryana. So especially if we consider these sports, wrestling and boxing. So
Boxing.
all these, yes. So these guys, we always expect at least a bronze medal from them. So we are yet to establish ourselves in this sports event, and we are yet to what we can say, we are yet to set the stage on fire.
Right, and about hockey as well, I think they say that when the game actually moved from grass to artificial turf, that's when our dominance sort of reduced or ended, because on the turf it became really fast, and on grass it was more skill with the stick and how you sort of dribble and pass, and on the artificial turf it became more about speed and stamina. So that's
Right,
when we sort of lost out against countries like Netherlands, Australia. They started excelling. Even England is a good team, Belgium is a good team. So yes, looking forward to this Olympics now, guys. What do you think are our key areas where we have a chance of a medal? So I think in badminton, PV Sindhu is definitely there in female singles. She got the silver last time, and we hope that this time she'll get a gold. She's ranked number 6. There are many other good players as well in the draw, but she's one prospect. Sai Praneeth is there in male singles. Uh, who are the other prospects you think who have a chance of getting us at least a medal in this year's Olympics? Ritvik?
Um, See, I am looking forward to an event called Track and Field, which is, I think, a star attraction of Olympics. So there is an very famous Indian athlete, and she's a superstar. Her name is Duti Chand. I'm not sure if she is able to win a medal or not, but I will be definitely rooting for her. She is competing in 100 and 200-meter sprints, and I hope she can at least finish, in top 4 or 5. So she has an outside chance to win a medal in Tokyo Olympics.
Right. And Pranav, talking about wrestling, boxing, there is also archery. Deepika Kumari, we discussed earlier, she's almost a legend in archery. So do you think these are some of the areas?
Exactly, Abhishek. I'm hoping we at least get 5 medals. I don't mind the color of the medal, but I think we should get a minimum of 5 medals, including Sindhu. Deepika Kumari, she has been in red hot form at the moment. She just won a hat trick of gold medals last month in Paris in World Championships,
Right.
in both in individual as well as the group events, along with her husband. And I also expect Bajrang Punia, who is the world number 2 in wrestling, to get a medal. I expect Vinesh Fogart, who is number 1 seed in her category in a 53 kg, if I'm not wrong.
Right.
And there is a guy whose name is Amit Thangal. He is also world number 1 right now in boxing.
Boxing. Yes.
And yes, and I'm really hoping these guys get medals and they take our tally past 5.
Absolutely, absolutely. So just to summarize, there is archery, there is wrestling, there is boxing, badminton, uh, track and field, as Ritvik mentioned, and also I think javelin throw. I'm not sure if it is part of. I think it's part of track and field, but javelin throw, as you mentioned, Neeraj
Yes, it's a
Chopra is
part.
also there, and I think Shivpal Singh, right? Shivpal Singh. So we'll be
Yes, yes.
following all these events closely, and we'll also be having a couple of more videos about specifically these events in the upcoming days throughout the Olympics until the 8th of August when the Olympic Games are actually finishing. And of course, with a special lookout at Indian hockey, because even though we haven't won a medal in the past for 30, 31 or what 40 years almost, yes, 41
41
years,
years.
but still we are hoping for a good performance every time. I remember since 2004, I've been watching the hockey team, and every time I hope at least we'll qualify, for the semi-finals or something, so that we can get a at least a bronze medal or maybe a silver. So let's hope for that, and I'm sure that there are in the whole contingent of 125 odd athletes, there are other good positive medal prospects as well. So we'll come back to you with specific videos on those particular events in the following upcoming days. Thank you, Ritvik and Pranav, for joining us today, and we'll see you soon. Keep watching, keep subscribing, do comment on our videos. We'd like to get your feedback as well, and see you soon. Take care.